Okay, so today's class is all about creating a long, strong core. So a lot of the core exercises we see, like sit-ups or crunches, they do exactly that. They kind of crunch the body and they squeeze the organs inside the body, and they don't help us have a nice, upright, strong posture. So core movements, core exercises should really help us have a nice, long, strong spine and be really stable as we're walking around the world. So if we're doing a lot of crunching, rounding over exercises, that's just supporting us to be like this all the time. And that's not really what we want. We want to be nice and upright and strong here. So all the things we're going to do today will hopefully support that. So we're going to start lying on your back. So lie down, please. Okay, so just finding a nice comfortable way to lie down. Just taking a moment here to check in. So first of all, noticing the connection of your body to the ground. So the feeling of the back of the head, the shoulders, and the arms. Just noticing your upper back, middle, lower back, and your hips on the ground. Feeling the connection of your legs and your feet to the ground. And move that awareness into your breath. So noticing that as you breathe, where does the movement happen? Does the breath seem to stay up around the collarbones, or does your stomach get involved as well? And just see if you can start to direct your breathing towards your stomach now. So as you breathe in, you can feel your stomach lift and expand naturally. And as you breathe out, just feeling your stomach relax. So again, just for now, as you breathe in, the stomach lifts, expands naturally. And as you breathe out, relaxing it. Just finding this movement a few times. And it maybe helps to bring the hands onto the stomach sometimes. As you inhale, imagine the stomach's filling up with air. And as you breathe out, the stomach relaxes back down again. We're going to start to cultivate the pelvic floor into this as well. So it's going to help us to engage the core a lot deeper. So the core involves the pelvic floor, the abdomen, a lot of the muscles that run through the center of the body. So take a breath in now. And then as you breathe out, again, relax the stomach, but start to lift your pelvic floor. So you might feel that starts to engage your lower stomach. Again, breathe in, stomach opens up. Breathing out, lift the pelvic floor as your stomach draws back down. Okay, just trying this a few times. So when we start to engage the pelvic floor or involve it in this movement, we get a lot stronger in the core. Good. So after you've had an awareness of that, we'll start to move. So next breath in, take a big stretch out through your arms and legs, as big as you can. Good, then as you exhale, we're going to bend the knees, we'll hug them to the chest and we'll squeeze the nose of the knees as well. So again, breathe in, everything stretches out, big as you can, huge stretch. And then exhale, again, bend the knees and squeeze them in. One more time now, so do the biggest stretch you can, and then we'll start to wake up the joints. So some big circles through the wrists and through the ankles. You're maybe spreading and scrunching your fingers and toes. And then a big side stretch. So we'll grab your right wrist, and move your arms and legs to the left for a long stretch for your body. So really pushing out through that right heel as well, and a stretch for your side. And we'll grab the left wrist, move the arms, legs over the other way. That nice big side stretch. And then press away through the left heel. Good, so from here we'll come to the centre. So we'll draw the knees in, one hand on top of each knee, and start to make some nice big circles here. So just release through the hip joints. Good. And then the next we draw the knees back together, we're going to slowly start to roll up and down through the spine as we're massaging through the back muscles. And each time we come up, just having a little bit of hovering the feet off of the ground. So the next time we come up, we're going to hold it here. So see if you can lift the shins parallel to the ceiling. Really keep squeezing the knees and the hands forwards. Good. So from here, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades. Then have a little bit of stretching one leg out, tap the heel to the ground, bring it in, other leg out, tap, hand in. Go one more time, right heel taps. And then left heel taps. And then we'll bring the feet to the ground. So from here, we're going to stretch the feet out wide. Okay, nice tall spine, crossing the arms over. And then a little core movement here. So we're going to lean toward the left leg. Then come round through the centre, lean to the other leg. And then we're going to lean back as far as you can, but keeping your heels on the ground. Good. Again, lean to the left. over, and then back. So a few times. So you might start to feel this engage through the core a little bit. As you lean back, those heels stay down, and then we swap direction, leaning back towards the right leg, round. Always trying to keep a nice open chest as we do this movement. Good. And then as you come through the center, we're going to come over onto our hands and knees now when you feel ready. So when we're on hands and knees, we'll spread the fingers out nice and wide. We're going to inhale to lift the chest, lift the tailbone. As you breathe out, we're going to push the floor and round the spine. So again, nice long breath in, chest opens. And long breath out, round the back. Good. So find this movement a few times for yourself. And really noticing if there's any part of your body that needs more care today. And then the next time you open up, we're going to stretch the left arm and the opposite leg back behind you. As you exhale, round the spine a bit, tap the elbow and knee together. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, tap. One more time, big stretch, nice long core, and then tap. Good. So as you reach the arm and leg out now, we're going to bring the arm out to the side a little bit, and the leg out to the other side. Good. And we're going to cross them over to the arm and the leg, going to come across on a diagonal. Again, out nice and wide. Across the center. Last time, out nice and wide. Good. We're going to place the hand down, tuck your toes underneath, and just push your heel back a bit so you feel a stretch in your calf. Good. And then swapping over. So we're going to take the right arm, opposite leg out, and then elbow and knee tap. Again, inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, tap. One more time, stretch, and then tap. So as you reach them out now, the arm's going to come wide. The leg's going to come out to the side a little bit. Then cross them over on that diagonal line. Again, out to the sides. Keep breathing. Cross them over. One more time out wide. And then across. Good. Hand comes down. Tuck those toes. And again, just push your heel back a couple of times so you feel a stretch in the calf. And then make our way towards downward facing dog. So tucking the toes under and pressing the hips back. So when you get to here, start to give the legs a little stretch out. So each heel presses towards the floor, stretching the back of the legs. Yeah, then from here, we're going to keep both feet on the ground, but bend both knees now. So your shins are just kind of hovering off the floor, and then pushing back into downward facing dog. Same again, bend the knees, just hover. Press back. One more time, bend the knees. And then press back. So we're going to walk forward now to the front of the mat for our forward fold. When we get there, feet a little bit wider, let the head and the arms relax, and we'll just gently sway from side to side. So let everything be really relaxed from here. And then start to have that feeling of lifting your pelvic floor now as you roll up to stand. So the port to the spine as you roll up. Then we're going to lift the hands all the way up at the top. Lift up onto the tiptoes. We have to use the core to balance. And then we're going to bend the knees and come down about halfway. Again, inhale, come on up. Lift the heels. And then exhale, lower. One more time now. Lift the hands, lift the heels. Good. And then we're going to forward, forward again, all the way back down. So from here, right foot steps back. We'll lower the knee to the floor. We're going to inhale, hands all the way up. And exhale, big circle back. So one more time, biggest circle you can draw. Then from here, hands come just inside the front foot. We're going to breathe in to come forward into the hips. And breathing out, drawing back. Lift the toes, you get a little hamstring stretch there. Again, slowly coming forward. And then slowly coming back. So this time, as we come forward, we're going to take your legs straight back behind you again. Opposite arm straight forward. Bring the arm and the leg out to the sides. And then cross them over that midline. Again, out to the sides. And across. One more time out. And then across. Good. Modified side plank now. Place your hand down. Got those toes under. And then lift the other arm up. So we're open to the side. Good, nice. We're going to tuck the toes underneath and back into downward facing dog. So from downward facing dog, coming into our plank position. So whole body a nice straight line. And then draw the hips back, downward facing dog again. So coming into your plank, hold for a moment. Even lift that pelvic floor here. Downward facing dog. Then this time, as we come forward, we're going to lift one leg off the ground if you can. Yeah, then swapping over to lift the other leg. And then we'll lower down. So you might drop the knees. then the elbows into cobra. So we lift the chest, roll the shoulders back, tucking the toes into downward facing dog. So from here, we're going to step to the front of the mat, forward fold, up to stand. So we lift the hands, lift the heels, and then forward fold again, all the way back down. So this time, left foot steps back, we lower the knee to the floor, inhaling hands all the way up, exhaling big circle back. So one more time again, big as you can. Good, then hands come just inside the foot. We're going to breathe in, coming forward into your hips, then breathing out, lift the toes for a little hamstring stretch. Again, slowly forward, and then slowly back. So as we come forward here, we're going to take your legs straight back behind you again, opposite arm straight forward. Take the arm nice and wide, and that leg out to the side as well. And then cross them over in that diagonal line. And again, nice and wide. Cross them over. One more time wide. And then across. Good. So here we're going to place the hand down, foot to the floor, and then lift the other arm up. So there's a little variation of a side plank movement. Hand comes back down. We tuck the toes, downward facing dog. So into our plank position again. As we're here this time, we'll hobble one foot, then see if you can tap it out to the side of your mat. Then we'll swap over, hobble the other foot, tap to the side, and then lower down towards the ground. Maybe knees drop, then the elbows into cobra, lift the chest, tucking the toes into downward facing dog. So from here, we're going to step to the front of the mat, forward fold, up to stand. We lift the hands, lift the heels, and into our standing sequence. So we're going to bend the knees now, sitting nice and low. So when we're here again, drawing the shoulders down away from the ears. One nice big breath in here, and then breathing out to forward fold. I'm going to step back into downward facing dog. So from here, we're going to lift one leg all the way behind you. As you exhale, knee to nose, and bring those shoulders over your wrists. And again, lifting the leg. This time, knee to right elbow. See if you can tap it. Lifting the leg up, and we'll step the foot between the hands there. So come up into a high lunge here. So we'll lift the palms. We're going to inhale to straighten the legs. Exhale, bend the knees a little bit as we circle the arms. So that knee lowers down. And again, all the way up. And then slowly down. So as we come up here, we're going to squeeze the hands together. Tuck your tailbone underneath a little bit. Good. And then to add on for some core strength, we're going to have a little balance. So see if you can lift onto your front heel. So really challenging those core muscles here to help with the balancing. Good. We're going to bring those toes towards the ground, arms alongside your body, and then leaning forward here into warrior three. So back leg comes straight back behind you. We're going to see if we can stay on one leg as we come upright. So the hands lift, that knee lifts nice and high, and then send the leg back and arms alongside your body. Good. One more time like that, coming upright. The chest lifts, hands lift, knee lifts, and then send it back. This time, fingertips to the ground. We're going to take a big step back and turn the feet to the long side of the mat. So keeping the feet nice and wide apart. You can either stay here or have a go walking your hands forward. So we're going to end up in a plank with the feet wide apart, basically. Good. So see if you can hold it here for a second. Option to make it more challenging. Left hand taps your opposite shoulder. Then right hand taps the opposite shoulder. One more time. Left hand across. Then right hand across. Then we're going to walk those hands back in towards your body. Take a little bend in the knees, hands on the hips, and coming up about halfway. So the back muscles are a really important part of the core here. So take a small bend in your knees, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then take those hands wide. Good. So from here, slowly coming up to stand. We're going to turn the feet outwards, nice deep bend in the knees, then interlace the fingers behind the head. So elbows are staying really wide now. Try and imagine you're pinning your elbows to a wall behind you, and then we're going to slide one way, elbow towards your knee. So squeezing here, lengthening here. Then other way slowly, elbow towards the knee. Using your core to move the whole time. Again, sliding one side. And then sliding the other side. Well done, good. So as we come to the centre, we're going to straighten the legs. So we're going to turn into a triangle now. So turn those right toes in a bit, left toes in a bit, sorry. Right toes forward. I'm going to slide the front hand down the front leg until our palm extends all the way up. So as I hit, nice strong core. And if you want to use your core a little bit more, you could hover this bottom hand just off of the bottom leg. Okay, well done. Both hands are coming down to the front of the mat, and we step back into our plank position. So from here, option to come into our side plank now. So we can drop the heels to one side, top arm lifts all the way up. Then swapping over, drop the heels to the other side, top arm lifts all the way up. Coming to the middle, we're going to lower down to bend the elbows into cobra. So we open up the chest and tucking the toes downward facing dog. Left side now, inhaling left leg up. Exhaling knee to nose, shoulders over the wrists. Again, lifting the leg. This time knee to left elbow. We're lifting the leg up. And we'll step the foot between the hands there. So come up into our lunge position again. We're going to slowly straighten the legs as the arms come up. We'll bend the knees a little bit as we circle the arms. Again, gently up. Gently down. So as we come up here, we're going to squeeze the hands together. So tuck the tailbone underneath a bit, and then see if you can lift onto your front heel. Good. So almost imagine scissoring or squeezing the feet towards each other. And then bring that foot down, arms alongside you. We're going to lean forwards into warrior three now. So back leg straight back behind. Try and keep the big toe pressing down to help with balance. We'll gently come up right here. So we're going to lift the knee, lift the hands. Then send that leg straight back behind and arms alongside your body. Keep breathing. Oops, slowly coming up. Lift the knee, lift the hands. And then send it back. So from here, fingertips come to the floor. Big step back, space you. And then we're going to turn the feet to the long side of the mat. Again, option to stay here. Find a stretch, that's perfect. Or walk the hands forward. So in that wide plank position. So you can stay here, or you can take one hand to the opposite shoulder, then the other hand opposite shoulder. One more time slowly. One hand across, other hand across. Then we'll walk the hands back in towards your body. Little bend in the knees, hands on the hips, and we come up halfway. So squeezing those shoulder blades. Take the hands wide if you can. And then up to stand. From here, toes turning outwards. Hands behind the head, we're going to bend the knees. Again, keep those elbows wide. One elbow towards the thigh. So this top elbow, don't pull it over, but keep it really wide. So just using the core. Then we're going to slide the other way. Elbow towards the thigh. Good, one more time. Elbow comes over. And then other elbow over. Then we're going to come to the center. So we're going to come up into triangle. So turn the back toes in, front toes forwards. Slide the left hand down the front leg, top arm up. So even here, tuck your tailbone a little bit so you're protecting your back. Option to hold this bottom hand. And then we'll bring the hands down to the front of the mat there. So stepping back into your plank position. Coming into our side planks now. So you can use the modification we did right at the beginning, or drop the heels to one side, top arm lifts up. Slowly drop the heels to the other side, top arm lifts up. Coming to the center, we're going to bend the elbows lower down into cobra. So we open up and then tucking the toes downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we're going to bend the knees like we did earlier, shins just hovering off the floor. And then slowly knees down, coming all the way onto your front. So from here, we're going to come into a forearm plank here. So the elbows are under the shoulders. Okay, it's a really nice way to strengthen the whole the core. So the core, if you imagine, it's like an apple core running through the inner thighs and all the way up. So elbows under the shoulders, hands flat. We're going to tuck the toes, then slowly just start by lifting your hips off the ground. Good, so the bit of floor that's between your knees, now try and squeeze that. So without moving your knees at all, pull your knees towards each other. Good, lift that pelvic floor as well, for the lumbar stomach engage. And then you can stay there, or you can lift your knees up, and instead your feet will be pulling together now instead of your knees. Good, so keep that nice long spine, keep lifting that pelvic floor. One more moment here. And then coming down, well done. So I'm going to rest the head on the hands, take a little sway from side to side with the hips. And then pressing back into child's pose. So hips come toward the heels. Good, up into a seated position. Our last core movement here. So we're going to have the feet forward in front of us. Like we did at the beginning, we'll lean back a little bit and we'll lift those shins. So you extend the hands forward. So this is boat pose, Navasana. We're going to come to Ardha Navasana now, halfway. So if this is challenging enough for you, stay here. If you want to make it a bit more challenging, squeeze your knees together and then slowly lower down to halfway. Really tuck your tailbone, draw your navel down towards the floor, and then come back up to where we were. 2 more times. Down halfway, so not easy at all. Slowly. 1 last time down. Hold. And then up. Good, really well done. Feet come together, we'll drop the knees apart, and then slowly forward fold. So nice little stretch into those inner thighs now. Slowing down the breathing. Okay, then we'll slowly bring ourselves up. We're going to come down onto your back. Now we do one hand on top of each knee. Some nice big circles here. Good, then we're going to take the knees and we'll drop them over to the left in a little twist. Arms are nice and wide. Now to see how much you can relax through your body. Good, and then take those knees, drop them over to the right. And again, see how much you can relax into your body here. So we'll come into the center. So we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees drop apart. So hands coming down to that lower stomach. We're just going to take 3 nice long breaths here to bring the body into a relaxed place. So together, nice long breath in through your nose. Long breath out through the mouth. Whenever you're ready, breathing in. And out. Last time in. And out. We'll bring the knees into the chest again. Just rocking gently from side to side. Coming over to one side of your body. Up into a seated position. And then we'll rub the hands together here just to wake the body up a little bit. Interlacing the fingers, nice long breath in, hands push up. And breathing out to relax the hands down. Good, really well done. Well done for today.